Absolute garbage. Absolute garbage is what this is. And I hate it. Because for whatever reason, my entire internet network just decided to die. I don't get why. Hey. Honestly don't get why. Well, in any case, this is like third stream now. Twitch probably like 7th. Can I please open this? They literally haven't changed their freaking software in 14 years. Alright, I'm in the web UI. Of this shit now. Huh. Okay, this is actually, I know I should be working on the mod and I can't show this because there is a lot of MAC addresses and IPv6 addresses right now on my screen. In any case, it has a firmware version from 2023, which I don't know if this is updatable, but I feel like this is old as hell. There is no newer firmware than 2023 June. That is diabolical. In any case, the system information says it currently has a CPU temperature of 100 degrees almost. It has 17% CPU usage on the device itself, on my power line adapter type of shit. It is active for a total of 35 days, 15 hours, 57 minutes, and 20 seconds. 35 days. Not a lot, in fact, because I usually have it plugged in like 12 hours every day. And I have this thing for years now. So this is weird and very unusual for me that it is such a short that it has such a short lifetime. Very weird. In any case, it seems to work again. I will have to look at this stuff because what? There's two networks? There isn't two networks. The what? What now? There's two networks? Wi-Fi, and two that aren't Wi-Fi, and this is the exact same. It's just the two main Wi-Fi next, is it not? At least that's what it looks like. This is very interesting because I can see that I currently have one wired and at least one wired and one wireless connected. There's a LAN adapter which has no device is connected twice. There's 2 of them. I think these are both in our basement, as far as I know. And then the other 2 Wi-Fi have at least one connected each. In any case, one of them is communicating at a much lower speed with all its surrounding ones, which is probably the one either in my sister or my brother's room. I, however, have no idea. So I don't really care. Anyway, I'll now continue this shit here because it's annoying that it's not working, that my internet wasn't working and I've lost time again. I've lost like a solid 15 minutes of streaming time. Solid, very solid 15, probably 20 or more minutes. Actually. But, hey. Not my issue. So, the slime ball stew. I need to go in the game because I'm pretty sure slime balls might actually just be called slime balls and not slime balls. And I want to make it vanilla accurate more than I want it to be book accurate, because in the book it's written as one word. But I'm not sure if the game does it the same way. I could also just have looked if I have any recipes containing slime balls, but it's also not always the same with slime balls in with items in general in the craft. They're basically code names and their actual name. So the slime balls are actually called slime. See, they're slime underscore balls, but they're called slime balls. So I don't know if it makes sense to have a slime ball and then slime balls too, or if I should call it correctly slime balls too, and then name it slime balls too. I'll probably actually do that. So we're going to name everything slime balls too, and we're going to rename usages, rename dice. Then we need to rename that in the food components as well, and then rename this, and whatever the hell this is, stupidly weird window size, I don't know. Good. So that would be everything renamed. So now I can actually technically already add this here. That would be item dot minus mod dot minus mod dot slime underscore ball underscore stew. Now That's that. Then, I don't know, the soups and stews, we have stew 06, 06, 06. It also has 06. Now they all have different nutrition. This one has nutrition 1, 1, 3. Why does grass stew have 3 nutrition? Well, I guess it makes sense. And then the saturation is multiplied with the nutrition. What was that again? What was the formula again? What was the formula again? I think it was that way. The one multiplied with the other times 2. I think that was how it was done. So I'm not sure what I want to use as a nutrition here because it's slime balls. And we already have slime pie, which has relatively good nutrition. Actually, if we look at the probably food components Java, exactly, and we look at the regular pumpkin pie. What is this? It's not really. It's almost alphabetical, but not quite. I mean, most of it is alphabetical up until glowberries and tropical fish. No, only glowberries. Glowberries. Why did they put them there and not here? Why did they put the glowberries there? Well, in any case, the pumpkin pie has 8, 0.3. And the slime pie has 7, 0.3. There is actually not a single food that gives 7. But the foods don't really have that. They have, I mean, you have foods with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is relatively rare. It seems that we have 6, we have no 7, and we have 8, and we have no 9, and we have 10. So I'm most likely going to give this a nutritional factor of 2. 2 at 0.6. Or we could give it 3 as well. Just like the grass stew, I think we can give it 3. We're going to make it equal to grass stew. Why does this make sense? It makes sense because it was mentioned that that is what mobs eat. Like the evil mobs eat slime balls too. So I think it makes sense if we give it a bit of a better nutrition, because the saturation modifier is basically fixed. It's always the same for all stews and soups, so I'm not going to change that. However, the nutrition is different, and I might even give it 4. Wait, this is explained? This is all explained? I never even read that. That is absolutely diabolical. Very interesting. So we're going to give this 3 for now. Kind of comes down to what I want the crafting recipe to be. Probably a bowl and like 2 slime balls. Obviously that doesn't make any sense, because that means you could just eat slime balls, which doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't make any sense at all. But even in the book there's an image, right? There's an image in the book, and the image in the book is literally a bowl with very small slime cubes in it, and it is called slime ball stew, and it is literally just slime balls in a bowl. But you can't eat slime balls without the bowl. I guess this doesn't make any sense. There is no other stew where this is the case, except for literally all of the modded ones. Literally every modded stew that I have has this issue. Literally, I mean, we have the modded, with the grass stew. Can't eat grass. Mud soup, can't eat mud. Coarse dirt stew, can't eat coarse dirt. You can't eat any of this. So we're just going to do slime ball stew like this, and not going to think about it too much. I want to at least finish like another item. Oh, this could actually be maybe impossible, because we have to draw the texture, which also is going to take a while potentially. In any case, let me just open up all the wait, do we even need this open? Attention. Yeah. I need to have the item textures open. I need items open. I need item models open, and I need recipes open. Great. So now we have to make one for all of those. So we're just going to take another soup, I guess. Call it some stew, Jason. That was stew. And close it. Then we're going to do the same here. Slime stew. Good. Then we're going to take a texture, and we're just going to take a stew. Probably, actually, it doesn't matter at all, but we're just going to take one that is a relatively default one. So we're just going to take the mud soup or something. And here we're going to take this as well, and it's going to be a bowl, and a slime underscore ball should be the right item name for this. So that should be a decent crafting recipe, in my opinion. Yeah, I'd say that's decent. So let's open Slime Ball Stew PNG in PaintNet. Which is hopefully not going to be... Again, now it is correct on the screen again. It's not the glitched. Extremely weird. Don't get it. So we have Slime Ball Stew open, and I need an actual slime ball opened as well. It's going to look a bit brighter now again on... Now, not as much with this. But it's going to look slightly off in color. It's going to look a bit bright. I mean, look at the green. It is... there's not much contrast in it. Just HDR. Just HDR is just shit. I know. In any case, I'm going to open a... Is this right? It's not. Oh my god, where is this? Where's item? So there should be a slime all PNG. We're just going to open that. So this is slime ball. You're going to see it very glowy. It's not glowing that much. So I want this to look... How do I want this to look? This is now going to be relatively difficult because I feel like slime balls are like semi-transparent, and that must be the case pretty much, because I mean the slime ball is a ball made from slime, and it is also... And a slime is transparent. So, thus the slime ball must be transparent too. Right. So, how are we even going to tackle this? It's not going to be that many pixels, obviously. If I just take like the slime color, I could just like, I don't know. I could just like draw slime in. She's always beside me. She makes me feel alive. I won't deny. I mean, if I just use that, it's not the same color. Ew. Why did they... Is that the only pixel that has this color? Why? Why would you do that? It's the only pixel in the entire texture that has this color. Okay, there's 2 pixels. Oh no, these all... I take back what I said. These all have different color. Honestly, they could have just used this. There would not have been a visible difference. You are going to be able to see this much more clearly on stream, I just noticed, because the contrast is more visible between these colors. It's extremely visible. In fact, I cannot see it that well. In any case, let's just take like an average color tone, like draw in. So like, this is what the slime could actually cover, because the rest needs to be an outline. Like it needs to be one. Now, I don't know if I want these to exist. I don't know if I want this spike here. I swear to God, why is there so many advertisements? You know what? We're going to do it like this and we're going to see how it looks. So I've taken this color here. Now I want to try something. We don't really have, we have right sides. So this technically all needs to be that color. Whoopsie. I mean, not necessarily. Maybe not everything. It's just like this. Let's try just like that. Then I've used this bright tone now. Which is the same, in fact, for once. Now there's another pixel which you can't see that well. There's like a shading in here. So how is this done? The shading is relatively like it is relatively interesting how it is shaded. I want to shade it to look like it's like individual. This should be pure white. They use pure white in their texture. They actually did. It's mad, lads. I don't really want to use pure white. We're just going to use the bright colors, but not like perfectly entirely bright. It's the same color again, and then we need like the step down, which is like the one darker. This kind of doesn't look like slime, in fact. Or should I try making like two individual ball-ish shapes? It could actually work. Then we need the slightly darker color here. Actually, that doesn't look all too bad. In fact, I just feel like this needs to work down here more. And I want to, do I maybe want to actually use pure white here? I do not think I do. No, it is actually done in a way where there is also more of this color. It's very interesting. It's very interesting how this is textured. In fact, could the texture do with this one being here? Don't think so. I don't think it would make any sense anymore. But as you can see, there's no transition. Transition is basically this running into it, which can't do that well here. Only if I did something like this. Which also looks weird. So I think I'm going to leave it like this for now. Don't think it looks all too bad. I could technically up this one by one, but I don't think I want to. It's just important that we have the shading somewhat right. That the darker parts are over here and the lighter parts are further over there. Which I think this right side was slightly better than this left side, which is a bit more random. I mean, if we just look at this, it is dark everywhere. This doesn't really have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this bit over. I'm going to use slightly darker colors here. Yep. I don't know if this is that color. Is I think that does it pretty well. I think that does it pretty well. Yeah, we're going to use that. Yeah, we're going to use this. I want this pixel to be darker. I don't think so. We're not going to have any dark pixels anymore if I do that. So this is going to be saved. And that would be that. So we're going to see how this looks in the game. And if I can craft it, of course. And if that works. Let's see. Need to add the next new item, which is now this one's a bit weird because it's something that I have no info about whatsoever, because it's called herb stew. Literally, it's called herb stew. What is an herb? No idea. So wow, it really doesn't look out of place at all. It looks absolutely amazing. Also, I don't get why they didn't choose the same colors for these two. Well, I didn't really choose the same. But here this makes sense because it's not made entirely from slime. It is just slime inside of pumpkin pie. Do we even have a crafting recipe for the slime pie? Oh my god, we literally do, but wow. I've never crafted a pumpkin pie, of course. How do you craft this? course it's not being unlocked. So we need a pumpkin. Exactly. It is literally pumpkin sugar egg. And my custom pie is slime ball sugar egg. So it makes sense that it isn't looking entirely the same. So my custom... I think I forgot to rename the texture of the melon juice. Yeah, I think I forgot to rename that. In any case, this looks pretty damn good. Wait a sec. It does that? I didn't even know. Does it do that with every suit? Yeah, it does. Oh well, who cares? So many new soups and stews, and so useless. So useless. Well, in any case, this is that. We need some slime balls, I think. Bit more maybe, and a bowl. So if we put this in twice, we get stew, which is obviously non-stack. Are vanilla stews non-stackable? They in fact are. Are non-stack. Good. We need to fix the texture of the melon juice, which is correctly labeled. Okay, now this is getting interesting. I know why. So the melon juice, it would make sense if melon juice was actually called melon juice in its files as well. You see, because there's these two needed as well. Now this should be everything. In fact, no, the crafting recipe will also not work. Now it should work. It's the 3 files of 4 that have the name inside of the file as well. Something that I completely forgot. Now it will be working again. So the soup stew stuff is also working. So let's just copy this entire line and do pretty much the same thing again. And we're going to call it, so this is called herb stew, called herb stew. Herb stew, and some herb stew here, and some herb stew there, and some, I need to add herb stew in here. And some mod food components with herb stew. Good. Herb stew has been added. What food components? Now this is a question. It is a really difficult question. What is herb stew? Because think about it. An herb. What are herbs? An herb is an herb. Well, what would you consider an herb? If we Google an herb, An herb is... Yeah. It is... Yeah, exactly. Herbs are stuff you put inside of a soup, mainly as... it's like the smallest ingredients, as a matter of fact. I forgot the spices. Exactly. Spices. So there isn't anything like this in Minecraft. There's fern, I think. I think that could be counted as an herb. And what else is there that could be counted as an herb? Because I actually have no idea. I literally don't. Another word could technically be considered as an herb, I guess. Oh yes, this is actually not that stupid. It's not that stupid. I just obviously because my chat's dead as hell, and my brain is also so there could be, I could make an herb stew. There are, yes, this is actually not even that stupid. I forgot about those. I forgot about those completely. So I want to use fern. Fern is probably quite a good one. So there's fern and large fern. Technically I could make 2 different crafting recipes again, which utilize fern and large fern. I might just do either of the ferns, so do one fern or the other fern. Then there's roots. There's roots in Minecraft. There's also moss in Minecraft. And there is... what else is there? Vines? Yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are... Nah, they're like borderline candidates for this stew. There's also just grass, but I don't want to use that because it's already in the grass stew. And there's saplings. Chat actually suggested saplings, but saplings are a bit woody, I would say. I would say. No, I don't want to use saplings because saplings are very, you know, very region dependent. Technically, I could also use dead bush, aka shrubs, but those are just literal sticks, so that's also useless. I could use bamboo, which is also wood. I could use any flower. However, these are also wood. But I don't want to just use fern. Or do I? I could technically use just fern. And call that an herb stew. But it would be very similar to the grass stew. I just have to literally like hue shift it like 3%. Also, why are the advertisements so quiet? You can barely hear them. Like, guys, make your 4 advertisements? And why do I get them like every second song? I swear I'm going to download this entire playlist and run it locally because this is not worth it anymore. There's Spotify downloaders that can download this entire playlist in like 10 minutes. So I literally don't have an excuse. I don't. I should just expand my playlist at some point and run it in chronological order through as many streams until I loop again to test copyright. Then once copyright is tested, confirmed to be negative, we can download the entire playlist and then just have a literal media player source in OBS, so I never have to mute again. Makes it very difficult to, obviously it makes it impossible to listen to songs that are not Spotify, but it just allows me to use my music without ads. I don't want to pay for Spotify. You know, since they've made it possible for mobile users to choose what song they want to listen to, which is great. Probably best Spotify updates since I'm using it. I've never noticed another change, by the way, in that app. Or not a notably good one. They just increased ad density and by so much. Right after they did that, they lowered the ads. I noticed that because I never got ads, and before that too. And I think that it was a strategical move in order to have people that are new or returning because of this addition, to make them stay, to like make them like the app more because there's so few ads. And then they increased ads drastically, but they increased them like from one day to another. They didn't increase them gradually, or at least I didn't feel like that, but I don't use Spotify that often. But it's still weird. In any case, In any case, shape, or form, this is just stupid. So, what are we going to do? There is no real herbs. Oh my god, the stream is dead again. I swear to God, there's fern and large fern. The chat is not giving me that stupid ideas, but I might use moss, but I'm not sure about moss. Then it would feel like a forest stew instead of an herb stew, because it's moss and fern, and that's just like, I'm not sure. Not sure. Really not sure. I might just use fern. Large fern and fern. And if I get a better idea, I can always just edit those recipes. But I want to get this done and be done with that for today. Also, I should really make custom a custom entry or multiple custom mod entry points for this mod in order to have, I mean, look at this. What is all this? Also such stupid stuff. I should probably just make like about 3 entry points or 4. Then it comes down to how much I still add, because there's a lot of food stuff that needs to be added still that has not been mentioned, but I know there's going to be a different types of cookies, I think, like cupcakes, other cakes. There's going to be new berries that since I have read about these were the first ones I wanted to add in when I tried to make this mod like 5 years ago for the first time. And back then I tried that on Bedrock Edition. It was probably like more than 5 years ago. It was probably closer to like 7 years ago. But I've never managed to add them because Bedrock aren't mods. Bedrock aren't mods, yes. Bedrock mods aren't actual mods, they're data packs. And technically these allow you to do this just as well, but it's a bit more difficult apparently. I mean, setting the environment up was, I think, easier than this. It's just data pack, not an entire freaking mod. It's multiple ads again. It's sure it's. I just read 5. It's 3 again. Stupid Spotify. Stupid Spotify. Anyway. It was crazy, but I wanted to add berries, and these were described relatively well, and also they were mentioned a ton of times in the book because they are apparently like one of the best tasting things ever. And they are basically sweet berries is what I got from the book, but they're blue and not red. So obviously I had the idea to just copy the sweet berry texture and change the berries from being red to being blue, and that was it. I even made that texture. there is a possibility that it even still exists somewhere. Somewhere in a folder on my old laptop, which I have right in front of me, that I could look up. It still exists there, but I want to do that, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm basically going to do the same thing anyways. Also for the bush itself, I'm literally going to take the existing texture and replace the berry color. That's it. I'm not going to change anything else. Probably, except if I find more descriptions that I don't remember anymore that would be important. In any case, I should finally add the freaking herb stew recipes here. All that stuff. Oh shit. No, we need herb stew, bro. Herb stew, bro. Herb stew Jason. Kind of has the same ring to it. Kind of a similar ring to it. To a certain person with an island. We're going to just not take the slime ball stew. We're going to take the one that I want to actually base this on, which is the grass stew PNG. And we're also going to base the grass stew, the herb stew crafting recipe JSON file on the these. Wait, tall grass and the short one. How is this one called? This it is called large fern, right? Yeah, large fern. These are actually called short grass and large grass, but I don't think fern is. There's fern and large fern, exactly. So we're going to do this. This is the large one. So this is large fern, and then this. Whoops, you're in here. And then the what? I named this wrong. It's herb stew. Herb stew. There we go. And the herb stew is going to be fern and fern. That should be correct. Now, if I open paint again and we input our good old herbs to PNG and we put this over here, zoom into this. This is the grass stew. Now, if I just take the part of it that is green, which I can't select. Just take that and we go to this tab, which is my favorite tab, doing stuff like this. And we just change it. RGB soup. No, actually, I do not know if I want this to go more yellow or more green. So if we look at Fern, it can I have a picture of fern and grass? They do not have any color differences, except that fern is potentially just tiny bit. Firefly grass. Yes. The firefly bush. The firefly bush. Oh my god, there's... Oh my god. I need to go to the Minecraft wiki. No, look at this. Wait, this is actually dumb. Look at that. There's a bush. Now, if we Google bush, if we search for bush here, there is, for the dead variant, see dead bush, but there's literal bush. Why is there no image for bush? Minecraft bush. This is even dark. This is actually the correct wiki. If I quickly duplicate this, there should be more. It's just in German. No idea why. There we go. This is perfect. This bush. And there's fern. And there's the glow. There's dry grass. Oh my. Wow. There's dry grass. I don't think you can make a stew from grass that is dry. Thus, that is excluded. Technically, you can make it from seagrass, but then I think it would be specified a seagrass stew. You could make it from a fern, but that is not a grass. You could make it from a bush, that is, however, also not a grass. So this makes sense. I don't think we need to change. Yeah, I don't think it is a necessity. To have what am I trying to say? it isn't necessary to change the recipe of the grass too, because it is still the one that it currently is what makes most sense. There are other other things that could work, but they don't make that much sense. Now, here's the thing. There's the glow... What are they called again? Firefly. The firefly bush. And the bush. There's fern. So I intend to most likely, as a matter of fact, use the bush. However, this would require me to make a tag. A hashtag for herbs, and then we just need 3 herbs. Three herbs that do not necessarily need to be different or the same. Because currently for the grass, it is defined that it needs to be either 3 short ones or 2 tall ones. And I've done this for the very reason that it is... Actually, it doesn't make any sense. Tall grass. It's just more rare. So I felt like it made more sense to do it this way. Now, luckily, there's already bushes. In 21.5, and due to our mod being in 21.9, we can easily use bush with the ID bush. Enchantment power transmit. The bush? What is an enchantment power transmit? Well. In any case, we're going to make an herb category, and we're going to put in fern, large fern, the glowing bush, the firefly bush, and we're going to also use bush. And I'm just going to make it... what color am I going? Well, I'm probably just going to make it... None of this, actually. I don't know, honestly. I should make it darker. But, I'm not sure. Though, technically, if I take the bush texture, I could do that. Bush is probably under block. So I'm going to go there, search for the bush. The bush PNG obviously has no color due to it being biome specific. The firefly bush is emissive? I didn't even know. I thought that was just a texture that was yellow. Alright, so this is useless. It is in fact useless. So we're going to just look at the texture and we're going to make it's just literally the same color. That is why I'm so triggered by it. We're going to make it slightly more bluish. We're going to make it darker. Maybe bring it down in sat a tiny bit. I feel like this is pretty decent. This is the before. Obviously you can't see the before and after. Then I will characterize this as well, but these need to be, except from the hue shift, the same. Yeah, no, they definitely do not need to be the same. I just need to make these slightly more greenish. Basically this is it when it's clean. Now we're basically adding just more stew on it. I think this honestly, it's not bad. Yeah, no, this isn't too bad actually. I think we can use that herb stew PNG. Should be good. Slightly different color. Now I need to make a tag. But I need an item tag. We're going to call herbs. Now this is going to have a lot of things in it. It is going to, wait, how are these displayed? Like, so these are going to be a Minecraft. Can I have like another one open? Okay. Minecraft. This is going to be the Minecraft bush, as well as the Minecraft. Now I don't actually know the official in-game tag of the glowing freaking bush. What is its tag? Firefly bush. Okay. The firefly bush. Then the fern. Maybe that would help. It's going called large fern. Then what else could we add? I don't know if we want to add anything else. Technically I could add roots, but I don't think these make much sense. So for now this is going to be our herbs. So is going to be the herbs tag. Now, currently the crafting recipes for... We have, for example, the... Curd egg cake. Hashtag minus mode colored eggs. So that's how that's done. So we don't actually need two herb stews. We can do this, and the herbs to Jason will just be will just be minus mod, just be Minecraft minus mod herbs, but as an as a hashtag. If I'm not wrong, hashtag, and then we have that twice. Or do I add it 3 times? Yes, I do. I do add it 3 times. 3 herbs and a bowl. Should be it. So this is the herb stew. Now if we open that, and then that's also going to be it for today's stream. Because I've already almost reached my streaming time just with this stream, and the earlier part of the day was also like 20 minutes long, so we're very good. So let's see if they're like different, if they can be differentiated from each other. Yes, they can. Ah, they look very nice. Yes. I forgot to add a translation. Of course I did. Of course I did. I mean, obviously it's edible, but the actual question is... Also, like... Oh, this is so nice. Yeah, I find it just so nice that you can search hashtags. So nice. So if I just use 1, 2, 3 on herbs and then take a bowl and I put this shit in here, we get the grass stew. Well, obviously this is wrong because I've got to change this. I'll be right back. The herb stew, grass stew. Of course it does. Would be nice, right? It was correct. Then this would be nice to be herb. That is herb. Good. Now it should be correct. Rerun. And see. What we will see is we will see that it works. I hope. Means I can close this. Now I should be able to craft the herbs too. I saw the texture and I was like, yeah, that's not the right texture. Right, so the herbs work. And the herbs too does too. Did I already craft? Did craft? What? Hmm? Why are these in the same category? What? What? Why did that happen? I mean, there's no other crafting. Eh? I don't get that. Also, we're listening to Certified Banger. Right, so I honestly do not get this. No, I do not get that. I really don't. Herbs too. What? These the crafting recipes for herbs too. Oh my god, I put it in the grass stew group. Yeah. So, do we have anything that definitely isn't in a group? Yeah. That was really, really weird. I just thought, why is this in a group? Actually, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but also it's completely unnecessary, A. And B, it is not quite optimal. It doesn't really make sense. In any case, we are done here. So how many ads? Not listening to your ads, bro. I'm waiting for the moment when they save what ad you were playing when closing and then continue on the ad. Last thing I'm waiting for. If they do that, I'm probably uninstalling it. I'm not even just switching, I'm probably uninstalling. So we have So we have the melon juice rename. Plus slime stew. Plus herb stew. Take all the changes. Commit them. Cancel this. Should have pushed it. Shit. There we go. Now it's pushed. And closed out. So that is it from me for today. I will daddle out of here and see you all next week. Also, I should really log in and work on videos again. I'm not even going to lie, I haven't opened Premiere in probably 3 weeks. I haven't opened Premiere since I finished the the 5th anniversary video, which is now one of my least viewed videos on the channel. Thanks everyone. Thanks. Was probably one of these uploads that was too random for YouTube, like in too short notice, so it wasn't able to like do its magic, I guess. But I'm going to work on a second channel video because I haven't uploaded on the second channel in now. You should sit down and stuff, because in 450 days like since Christmas 24, I think I've uploaded last on Christmas 24. But yeah, who cares, right? Subs are more solid than here. Yeah, 437 days since Christmas 2024. So not one upload in 25. But that will change this year. I'll upload at least one video. In any case, goodbye everyone. See you all. Good. Oh, and yeah, next time we're going to add food again. Or an obsidian golem if I'm feeling adventurous.